What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to G-Ball Vision. Thank you for stopping in. Today, we have another episode of Gear and Gadgets. We have a knife to unbox and a couple other pieces of EDC gear to talk about. Before we get started, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. I release daily knife and EDC content. Hit that thumbs up button. That helps push this video out there to more people. And let everyone know what you are carrying in your pockets today down in the comments. I love seeing what you guys are carrying for the day. So thank you to XTouc for sending this in for us to take a look at. I'm not sure how it's pronounced, but we'll just go with XTouc. I think that's how it is, but I do not know. But what they did send us looks really cool. This is a keychain knife right here, but not just a plain ordinary keychain knife. So there, right off the rip, you can see the lanyard hole for putting this on some sort of keychain. You could even use this as like a pendant as well. It's not that small, but it's pretty small. So this is the TD774, and this is XTouc's keychain knife. We're looking at a titanium body here, 2 slabs of titanium, which is awesome, and it appears to be a button lock. And it sure is. So it's a button lock front flipper. So you could use the button, or you can use that front flipper. And we are going to be looking at a Damascus style blade there. You can see the different layers and pattern that they've done on that drop point. You do have a fuller there for aesthetic purposes, but I don't think you could use that as like a nail nick for sure. The spring in that button, though, it's pretty good. It's pretty strong. I think once this breaks in, yeah, you'll be able to just kind of whip it out with that button if you need. But this is awesome. I don't know if I'll put it on my keychain or if Ashley will put it on hers, but this is definitely going on one of our keychains. My guess is that it'll end up with her. So we don't have a pocket clip to check here. So let's see what kind of size we are looking at. And I'll see if I can locate what kind of Damascus that is. But this is just going to be kind of, you need an emergency cutter or just you're cutting something real quick. Kind of a convenience thing or just in case thing. But we're coming in at 4 inches to the back end of that little lanyard plug there, and you're going to get like 1.5 inches of total blade there, a little bit under for the cutting edge. But, at first I was like, but I like this. It's a designated. It's not just, it can go on there because it's small. This is a designated keychain knife, and that kind of swayed my opinion on this. At first, I was like, not real interested in a knife that small. And then I realized, this is a designated keychain knife. So I like that idea, and it's not heavy at all. We'll check and see how much it weighs here. I'm pretty interested, actually. I mean, it might weigh like a little bit over an ounce. I mean, it's a nice chunk of titanium. I don't know. 1.4. 1.3. Okay, not bad. Yeah, that makes sense. It's a nice little hunk of titanium, and then obviously you got your steel blade and hardware there. But this is a clean looking design. I would love to see this thing in a couple other versions, different sizes, scaled all the way up. As far as trying to put this little thing in perspective, we got the Para 3 here and the bug out, and you can see it is substantially more, it's smaller than both of those. I'll bring out a couple that can maybe put us a little closer. Here we have the Concept Little Main Street and the Devo Knives Nip Light. And then something that'll be pretty damn close to perfect as far as matchup is the Concept Mini Corvid, I think is what it's called, the small Corvid. But that's probably going to be the most relative in its length. So let's see what kind of edge they put on this thing here. If we can keep it on the page. Got to make sure you don't get in that sharpening choil, which isn't bad. It looks pretty good as far as I can tell. And this has a good edge on it. And I'm guessing you could probably get this, you know, this type of steel right here. You could probably get this pretty sharp. But yeah, it's got an edge on it. It's not bad. I mean, if it's cutting this telephone book paper, it's not too shabby. So yeah, not bad. It could definitely be sharper, but it's not bad. I'll have to see if I can find out. I couldn't locate anything other than, you know, it's a such and such layer Damascus steel. And then it says alloy steel down in one of the spec charts, but that still doesn't tell us, you know, what's the base of the steel. But what's even cooler than everything else is the price tag. I think these retail for like $50, and there usually is like from what I've seen, you can often get them 10% off. So we're talking under $50 for a nice little titanium keychain knife. Now, some people might scoff at the idea of $50 for a keychain knife. I don't know. But what I can tell you is the keychain knives, a lot of them, I've handled quite a few that are smaller like this, that are created for a keychain roll. They are often very cheesy knives. You know, they're just gimmicky in a sense. This seems to have an idea behind it, right? Somebody said, let's create a really kind of gentlemanly keychain knife, something that'll look pretty good, you know, on the keys. And this is pretty snappy as far as that action goes. Once you get a good handle on this thing. And then the other thing I wanted to touch on is the milling that's been done on the titanium. So it's not like they just threw a couple slabs on here. They actually took some time and put a little bit of milling into them. So pretty cool. I'll definitely be losing this to Ashley. I'm sure of it. But yeah, it's already starting to break in, dropping shut with no like for nothing, just kind of tilting it down and it falls closed. So that's good. And then it's snappy, you know. And if a female were to be using this, I would definitely throw this on my keys or use this in some way. So I'm not saying it's a female knife, but a female, if they were to use this with smaller, skinnier hands, they would be able to manipulate this a lot easier. Or even a male with smaller, skinnier hands. But even wearing an XL glove, I can still, you know, manipulate this pretty easily for the size that it is. Being realistic, it's pretty easy. So that's pretty cool. I like the idea of having a little knife, a little just-in-case knife on the keychain. They have this labeled as kind of your package opener and then just a basic casual cutter. You'll have to let me know. What do you think of the little 77 here? That's what we'll call it anyway. I probably will have to steal it back from Ashley in order to include it in some upcoming videos, but that's all right. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. I really appreciate that, everyone. It helps push these videos out there and means a ton. Leave a comment down there in the comments. I love hearing from you. If you're new here, I release daily knife and EDC content. Make sure you are subscribed. Ring the bell. That way you can be notified anytime we release a new video. I will release a different EDC update in the future, include this knife and some other things that we were going to talk about. Wasn't quite sure how long this video would run, and we reached kind of the top out that I wanted to go for this one. So the other items I was going to bring in, we will do possibly tomorrow or the next day. I hope you have an awesome day. Be safe. I will catch you on the next one.